And hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Fractured Space Supplemental. Today we have the very lovely GingerGladiator and Sammakins here with us to share some art for things coming up.
Is that what we're doing? All right.
Are we? Oh, I
don't know.
Oh, I mean, if you guys just want to hang out and talk too, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. So,
I was getting Winnie the. I guess you're kind of like Piglet.
Oh man.
Say like,
What's
Winnie
the
the
other one?
Pooh to my Tigger, but
What's the cool one? Right, that's the cool
Yeah.
one. Not the. What's the depressing one?
Eeyore.
That's Adrian, isn't it?
Oh god.
No.
So that art. Let's talk about that art.
Yeah.
So we've been busy, haven't we?
We've been extremely busy. I think this is probably the busiest I think I've ever been.
It's getting quite scary.
Yeah.
To the point of, hey, so all this work we've got, all these post-it notes on the board,
Yeah.
we're gonna try and cram them into these little boxes of time that you don't have.
Wow.
We have planner, so we put it all in, and then Dylan sits and says, "Yeah, you can do this. Yeah, you can do this, and this, and this, and this," and then you have a line of how much time you have, and then we have this chart that just keeps going off.
Yeah.
Oh, it's great.
And then we're like, "Yep, that's cool. Okay, sweet.
Yeah.
See you in 3 weeks, and it'll all be done." Yep. Done.
And then Jorge's like, "Hey, do you want we get a couple more skins?"
Oh my.
There's always room for a few more skins.
Yeah, that was a pretty bad impression of his accent, but still. True.
But yeah, I certainly don't envy y'all's workload. Seeing the amazing things that you're putting out, even under such pressure, is quite wonderful.
Thanks.
We're getting there.
It's a labour of love.
Yeah.
We're getting to do stuff at the moment we haven't been able to do really, and it's kind of cool. It's kind of fun. Booting up After Effects is always fun. Always fun.
It's something he doesn't get to do a lot.
Yeah, they don't let me near it.
Yeah.
Too many sprite sheets.
So that does all of our. Well,
Oh, I should
most
introduce
of our
myself.
2D
Shouldn't I?
work.
Yeah, so I'm like the UI artist / graphic designer / most of the 2D stuff that we have in the game that isn't characters or complicated to do. But yeah, basically that's like my job. I handle all that stuff. Try and get a grip on all the marketing stuff that goes out, the little icons that you see, the front end, the character animations that we're putting in the game now as well, which I don't think we haven't really mentioned. I don't know, am I allowed to mention?
No. Yeah, but they've kind of been planned for a long time anyway.
We can edit that out if it's not.
Yeah, that's covered in the crew collection system.
Yeah, I think that's the term.
CCS.
CCS, yep.
CCS. We've got it written on the wall. CCS.
Don't call it what we used to call it.
No.
Definitely don't call it that.
No.
But yeah, that's coming soon. So there'll be a animated crew. So that's really fun because I get to work with Tim, our concept artist, does a lot of the crew drawings and designs. So he sets them all up in the PSDs, and I grab them, pull them into After Effects, and we're like, "Hey, wouldn't it be really cool if those bubbles moved?" And I'm like, "I'm going to make those bubbles move for you, Tim. I'm going to make dreams come true."
It does.
It does.
Really
Those
does.
bubbles move.
Yeah.
I think so. So then,
That's a hint for it.
I think it's There was some of that done earlier. I think it's been turned off since with the full screens that would come up. I believe Grigori had a game of not Space Invaders going on in the background.
So probably almost a year ago, actually, we did that as a test bed. I was saying to our UI programmer Ev, and I was saying, is it possible for us to kind of get these videos into the game as kind of really low file size, and to get them playing and loop them, and kind of did it as a test. We didn't really tell anyone. We just kind of made these little subtle animations, and we dropped them in the game, and then people didn't notice them, but then people started to notice. They were like, "Hey, this little thing's moving," and it was a lot of fun, and it just kind of let us know that it is possible to do that. Those animations were extremely subtle, and they weren't really eye catching, but the ones we're doing now are going to hopefully be a little bit more dramatic. So
there's only so much that I think originally we had. Who was it that did the concept?
Giorgio.
So Giorgio did the original characters. and there was only so many layers that we really had to play with. So now we've kind of Tim's changed his workflow really. So we're using 3D coat, and he's able to kind of knock up stuff in 3D really, really quickly. Which means we've got a lot to play with, and we can kind of isolate a lot of layers as well in Photoshop and just really kind of start moving stuff around. And we're kind of designing it in a way that we can animate all that stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely something
before we make it. You know?
Indeed, yeah, it's definitely something you got to plan for ahead. You can't just. It's really difficult to get those pieces of work and go, all right, animate that, and it's kind of like, oh, you have to go dig through the PSDs, and if the artist who made the character didn't really think about animation to begin with. It's a real nightmare trying to sort out the actual original artwork to make it usable in After Effects and usable for animation. That's why I think originally they were like quite subtle and they were really test. But now with Tim's workflow, we've kind of made it. We've sort of said, hey, things are going to animate from the offset. So it's easy for him to now start setting things up, and also gives him ideas to play with as well as to what will animate in the scene.
Quite a lot of new crew members coming as well.
How many have we got?
How many have we got at the moment? It's like 20.
It's 20 something, right?
Yeah. So we're gonna have 40 or just over 40. So we've got art already made. It's
Tim's like just been working on crew for a really long time, and they have never like got into the game. So he's like, "Yep, this one's done," and they just sort of stash it away. But I think now we're going to be doing another VO pass for the crew. So basically, we'll get all those crew members that Tim did, and there is a lot of them, and they'll do VO.
I think that's basically what's held us up. It's quite expensive to get a studio to do, the VO. We do it at Pinewood, so it's no kind of small feat. So we get a series of characters, get all the dialogue sorted out, and then we get proper actors, because you can't just get random people to do it. Send them all down at the same time to Pinewood, and then just get all the VO kind of done. So they'll kind of go in at one big dub, but it'll be like obviously purchasable crew members and stuff for this kind of CCS. And I think like the plan is that you'll play a few games and then there'll be a drop at some point. I don't know the technicalities of it personally, but there'll be a point where you'll pick up an escape pod after a battle, so it'll come up on your results screen, and then you can open it up. So you'll open it up, and there'll be. Originally, we were like, oh, well, we're going to have like loads of cryopods, so there's going to be an escape pod, and then you'll crack the escape pod open. It'll kind of be like the beginning of Aliens. They get into all these cryopods, and you're like, oh, some of them are dead, but some are alive. And it bleak, didn't it? Like,
it was really bleak.
Lots of dead people.
Like we were trying to fail and stuff like that.
It's like, I'm sorry you've lost this one, but this guy, he won't still be alive. Travis.
Oh no, he's dead too.
Yeah,
dead. They're all dead.
So we've kind of changed it up. Now it's going to be like.
I don't know if it's any less grim though.
It seems a lot worse. Everyone's dead basically, but you're kind of like scraping up their DNA. So there'll be like someone's DNA, and you can over time you can reconstruct them into a new character.
Interesting.
Just kind of clone. So there'll be a lot of clones in the future in Practice Space. Lots of clones running around.
It's a lot. It's cool to kind of give some love towards the crew. To be honest, like to sort of format them in this way and to animate them and to make them kind of a collectible thing. Because I personally, I'm a massive fan of like trading cards, like Magic the Gathering and stuff like that. I love like opening up that booster pack and then you kind of get that shiny card, and I think that's a lot of fun. I think a lot of people really like that, and it kind of makes sense to do that with our crew, and I think a lot of people will be really, really down for that. So yeah, we're super excited about it. It's a lot of work. It's hard work.
We're getting a lot of kind of animation into that process, so there's going to be like there'll be the escape pod, and we've got this pretty cool 3D model that's kind of like he's doing a really good paint over of, and then we'll have kind of lighting on it that open up. You'll actually cut your way through, get inside the door, and then there'll be this kind of like crew system. It's all going to animate. You take pods out, open pods up. All this stuff's kind of coming together. To be honest, it looks a lot better than I expected it to look. We always expected it to look good, but it's looking very good very quickly.
We were kind of looking at what other people were doing, and then kind of going,
We can do better,
we
mate.
can probably push the boat out pretty far with this, like visually. So we've tried to do that, and maybe we pushed the boat out quite far to the point where it's like I can't see land anymore, and I'm going to drown. But it's
Ambitious.
yeah, ambitious
we
is
get
the
it,
word.
man.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's looking really nice.
Go out there and set the bar for the industry and just be like, approach me. Do as
Yeah.
good as we have done. I dare you.
Oh, that's the dream. I'd love to get ripped off by someone bigger. That'd be great.
It'll happen.
Yeah, hopefully.
You see those ships on? There was like what's that other space game?
Oh yes. You talking about where they?
Space Engineers. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was the video.
Space Engineers.
Yeah, one of the space engineers guys made a video of the Colossus and the Brawler. I think it was.
Yeah, that was cool.
It's quite impressed to see that.
Mm-hmm.
It's in a store, isn't it? You can buy that.
Can you?
So I think
You
buy them, or they just unlock-
you can find them on the workshop for space engineers, so you can download them and bring them into your game. Doesn't cost anything,
Oh, okay.
thank goodness.
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't think I really
That sounds cool, man.
a lot of work went into that ship, I don't think.
Remember that dude who had that book? Some guy. Can we talk about it? Yeah, we should talk about this, right?
I don't know, probably.
Yeah, it'd be alright. Dude,
What's
that
the
was
worst that could happen?
book, and for some reason, like he copied the USR flagship and had that as he's like writing a sci-fi novel. And he had that as like the cover of his
Like
book.
the nose of the Colossus.
Yeah, just like
on the
coming
cover
in.
of the
Yeah,
book.
sorry, Colossus, not flagship.
Yeah.
Yeah, ridiculous.
Wow.
So we bought that for a Secret Santa. That book.
Oh my. That's phenomenal though.
Mm.
It's like when
That's
people
getting
start.
in a bad way though. That's
Yeah.
like, I don't know.
I'm pretty sure he just found a spaceship on Google. It's like, yeah, that'll do.
He's like,
Yeah. Yeah, it's cool, but at the same time, it's probably not going to be a good time for that guy.
Well, yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know the legalities of that, but yeah,
We were just like, no.
Yeah.
Just no. Yeah, just stop. Right.
Hmm.
Yeah, Sam's responsible for the manufacturer logos and idents.
Oh,
and
yes.
everything, as well.
Oh.
It's quite nice.
no more foreign language identity.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't hack the.
I think you say that the Russian one
Yeah.
is incorrect or was incorrect, but it is fixed. But I think it's actually my fault that there's still other ships incorrect.
It's definitely not your fault. It's definitely my fault. The thing is with the Zarek logo is some guys who were Russian came in and were like, "All right, so this is wrong. Here's how you do it." And I was like, "All right, yeah, sweet, cool. I copy that."
If you're Russian, you must know.
Yeah. And this guys came in and they were like, "No, that guy's wrong." And it was like, what do we do? And the Russians were arguing amongst themselves as to what the correct spelling of the logo was. So then it got to a point where I just kind of had to draw a line under it and be like,
Yeah, it's done.
Yeah.
so yeah, professional translation is the way forward for
Or a little bit bigger.
Yeah.
Let's
Oh
see.
my. Yeah, because I remember seeing that thread pop up. Ages ago. It was it was on the last iteration of the forums, I think.
yeah.
Originally, yeah, I think it was.
I go in
So
there.
that would put it like March of last year.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Oh my.
indeed.
Goodness. Well, getting on to specifics. There's some images that have been shared with us that we will now be able to share with the community. Is there one you guys wanted to go over first, or
What are the
Probably,
images?
it was it's one of the new home base.
yes, a couple of
So-
the new home base. Yes.
Version 1 of the new home base.
Is it one of these? It's like an image down there. I'm scared to click. This isn't my computer.
I
So
don't think it's down there. No.
All right.
But yeah, I just don't know.
That's just a planet.
It's the
Oh, it's the background. There you go.
Ah, you noticed. Not that one.
Oh, right. That's not the background. That's a green.
No.
Yeah.
So our environment artist Rob has been working on what will be the final version of the home base, which has gone through a couple of iterations.
Yes.
I think, see, it was the pillars of doom with the cage that was in the game for the longest time.
The octagon.
And then we were like, hey, I'll do something really cool and spectacular. And me and Willis kind of sat down and we discussed this, the big gun in the center, and it was the kind of cone. And I designed a sleek station with the rings, and it was all, you're going to have to fire into its danger zone, and take you out. And then it just didn't work at all. It's kind of glorious attempt to make something that was really pretty.
I think the model is still in use in the hangar. Whenever you're looking at your ships, you can pan over and you can see
the background. Right.
See that they're working away. Lots of little ships moving in and out.
Might be obsolete soon because we're attempting to get the new home base into the hangar, and we're going to make a few changes to the hangar at the moment anyway, mainly for scale of the ships, to be honest. But we're trying to get for this coming patch, I guess. The new base should be in. It's not what you see now is the first version of the finished asset without decals. So it's not got decals. There's no lighting pass. I'm a big fan of massive numbers. So I want some kind of nice large scale decals that are kind of just emblazoned over the shell. But the thing is monumentally big. We did actually put like a tiny guy on one of the platforms, which is one of the platforms for the turrets. It's like several football fields across just on the turret platform.
Oh my!
So it always takes some images from like a person point of view, and then it's got all these tiny lights. So from the image, you probably can't really see, but there's just like thousands of tiny lights on the inside, trying to give it scale.
Ourselves that with like getting the small guys in and just seeing how they look.
I'm always adamant that the station's much bigger than I ever wanted it to be. But it's like it has to be this big for gameplay, which is
gameplay.
Damn it! But I'm not going to argue with him. He knows better than me, and it works. So it's as small as I could possibly make it, I guess.
Yeah,
because at some point it was even bigger, and I was like, God damn you, Willis. We had to scale it down a little tiny bit.
It's him though. Those fights around the base now get him so much more refined. Feels kind of cool.
So we got this kind of solar array for the turrets. Obviously, at the moment it's kind of slightly gamey, so we've got these kind of power lines that go up to the turrets. So it's not ideal. Because naturally you have all of that stuff kind of tucked away, but we need to communicate the energy from this conduit that you're blowing up into power turrets. So it's kind of catch-22, and nice kind of middle ground. At the moment they're kind of glowy pipes. It'd be nice if they're kind of rigs of lights that kind of dot along and then kind of chase to the turret platforms themselves. But all that kind of stuff will come in time. But I think like the thing I really like about those stations are the big kind of towers now. We've got some really nice scale. There's you'll see in game eventually when we actually get them in, but there's some really nice elements that kind of like dot up and really kind of make it look pretty now. So we were.
Rob's doing a good job of all that, isn't he? He's doing all right.
Yeah.
Rob's one of those people where he's one of those desks in the office, one of those precious desks where every time you ask, you have to stop and see what he's doing. It's kind of like similar to Tim's desk or Alex's desk, where he's like, there's always something new. It's just really nice to look at it. Like when he was working on that planet. Oh man, when he was working on that planet, that was great. That was good to see that planet going in.
The one behind us, which is kind of like an ice world. It's like hothy. I was like, God, I want an icy planet, like kind of blue. And he did one. And I was like, no, it's not icy enough. Like a really nice kind of a milky kind of icy planet. And then we got this, but it's not in the game at the moment in any sector. But
as I say, I haven't seen this. I'm just
I'm so desperate to get it in. But so Willis has been working on some sector variants as well, so we can effectively just change them out at the start of the game, and some of them look really quite impressive. All he's done is really just changed the position in a lot of the asteroids, and then the tone and the level. Some of them are really foreboding as well, which is nice. It's very kind of green, kind of desolate level, and then some kind of like stacked asteroids that are really kind of stretched. It's gonna change it up, because I remember when we did the version we've got now, which was quite considerably different from the one we had before, and he changed the jump points, and the entire game just felt completely different.
Oh, yeah.
So now it's a little bit more kind of classic fractured space.
Yeah.
But once we get the new sectors, it should be quite a big difference.
It's nice to see the environment getting some love as well. Because it was all sort of neglected for quite a while, like building ships and all this stuff.
Stations. So this another thing that's going in the current, another thing that is going in the current batch, new gamma. So it's not going to be the gamma that we originally wanted, or the planned gamma, because we just haven't had time to make those kind of changes and to test them, because there's such a huge implication to gameplay. So what we're doing is we're doing a Zarek version of the current gas facility. So it's basically an orange frame, black cladding. So I've started kind of working that up, and it's going to be considerably better than what we've got at the moment, because it's just been that kind of boxy structure.
Oh god, that must be one of the last kind of really white box assets in the game, isn't it?
There's a big difference. So I probably spent about 2 days just making like one of the arm structures next to like a hunter. It's like twice, 3 times the size of a hunter.
Oh my!
Wow.
So just trying to kind of get the scale proportional to the ship. It's been quite difficult, but it's looking pretty good.
I like the idea of Zarek mining a sun. It's kind of like they've been mining asteroids all this time. They're like, what can we mine next?
Yeah.
Mine the sun. Let's get some plasma. Yeah.
That sounds like a stereotypical crazy Russian thing to do.
Plasma mining.
Yeah.
Why not?
And they seem to be doing a good job as well. Yeah.
They're doing well.
Level 4, it helps you out a lot. So.
Yeah, exactly.
It's nice one, Zarek.
Communicate that across to everyone.
Yeah.
Eventually, I'd like to do a gamma on top of a comet. So they're mining ice essentially, or at least something within the ice. Yeah, something dark. But the idea would be to have like this comet that's seen in all the sectors, and you can just see, like really nice kind of beautiful comet that's kind of it's going off into the distance, and then when you're above it, you can see the tail of the comet going out in one direction. But it's a lot of work.
Yeah, it's cool if you were in the other sectors as well, and when like that gamma came online, and everyone looks up at the comet and they can see that there's like something going down on the comet. So now it's like, here we go, comet time.
Comet o'clock.
Yeah, comet over there, boys. Yeah.
Yeah, all sorts of wonderful phenomena out in space to take advantage of.
Yeah. Maybe if there was more stuff in space, it'd probably be easier. At the moment, it's rocks. People were saying the other day, what can we do that isn't rocks? Can we have some kind of debris? Maybe derelict spaceships everywhere. I was like, how big our spaceships are? Yeah. How implausibly huge the cover needs to be, or what would that stuff be? Seriously,
are we done with rocks? There's lots of different types of rocks. There's ice rocks.
Yeah.
Hot rocks. There's nothing else.
Soft rock. Some metal.
Is that music?
Yeah, I think.
All right.
Space territory. Yeah.
Okay.
I think that's as far as we can go with the environments for now.
Well, I'm certainly looking forward to them. As much as I would totally set up a summer home in Alpha, I am interested to see what else is out there.
Well, that beta's getting a bit of an overhaul, actually.
Yeah.
So all the old asteroids that we had in beta, they're getting stripped out, and we're getting frontline asteroids going in there to replace them, and it already looks miles better. Eventually, we're going to have Alpha updated as well, because those asteroids are still the original big slabs. I like the shape, and I think the tone's right, but the assets need some considerable improvement, really, because they look very kind of low res. But that'll come in time. That's at the moment stations are requiring.
Yeah.
Get some new stations in.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone's happy. Finally, after a year, a bit. No more grey boxes.
Yep. No
Well, I
more.
was actually watching one of my old videos I'd thrown up on YouTube earlier this morning, and I just could not believe how different alpha and beta are now
Yeah.
compared to how they were a year ago. It's
Mm-hmm.
I think the
completely
big
different zones.
At the time we put it out, I was so kind of overwhelmed by how different it was. I put a video together of all the different builds that we'd had. So from the original Unity prototype
Oh god.
through to which was oh my, I might have to say I couldn't do the audio in time for Christmas. So I've just got this video kind of sitting there.
Have these guys even seen the Unity? How that used to
I-
look? Did you guys ever see that? The Unity prototype worked on?
I think there was a video that it exists
Boxes
that there
in
was.
space.
Yeah, I
Big
think
yeah.
there was a video where we got to see like 5-10 seconds of it. But the earliest
what
I
it
ever
was.
saw was Technical Alpha, which was back in October of 2014.
Yeah.
That was nice. You could fly between the lanes and stuff like that. It wasn't like for a while we didn't even have jumping, so you just had like these kind of
Yeah,
weird lanes.
didn't have jumping. The heads-up display was entirely different. I liked that one. I'll be honest, I liked that one.
But the old one.
Yeah, where it was kind of like the hologram that would shift a little bit as you turned. I liked that effect.
That was our green kind of fighter pilot-y.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
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 2D Sam.
I don't know what I was thinking about it. Yeah, I don't know.
Well, I liked it, so.
Yeah, it was something. It was something. I don't know how I feel about it now.
Yeah.
We should do a version like classic.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like when you went back.
Grey box again.
Looking back at the 90s and like, oh man, did I dress like that? Did I listen to that? That's what it was like.
Yeah.
Except it wasn't the 90s, it was like a year and a half ago.
You're right. Oh, it was so much better back then, dude.
Yeah.
No, it wasn't.
Okay. Well then, moving on a little bit. Not too long ago, there was a video put out where somebody was screwing around with the internal files, and they stumbled across something called the Orion Hunter, which has since been confirmed to be a premium ship for Zarek, which we had been missing this whole time.
I was getting lent on for a while to produce a premium Zarek ship.
Yeah.
The premium hunter.
Mhm.
So that kind of got knocked up about a month ago, I guess. Did a couple of versions and then kind of decided on this kind of racy looking black and red kind of number.
Yeah, it was white to begin with, wasn't it? I remember
Yeah.
you were leaning on like the white
and blue.
and then you did it as a test,
I was
right?
like, because I've been working it up in white. I've got loads of working files which I could probably show you at some point, but I just thought I'll try it in kind of black and red because I'm always a bit hesitant to do anything in black with Zarek because it looks very similar to obviously the original color scheme. But no, it works really well. I think I did a red version with black and then I switched it and then the black.
More menacing, isn't it? Like the red
It
accent.
looks really serious, doesn't it? So
Mm-hmm.
I finished it today actually. So I took shots about an hour ago, but it's been in the build, lurking around. So I'll tend to kind of join a game in the Orion Hunt, and I'll get someone to chat. Orion Hunt? Question mark.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was like, how do I get that ship? And then recently I've been kind of stealthing because I've had a run of really horrible games, and I couldn't work out why I wasn't winning anything. The bar tumbled by about 1,000.
Oh wow!
Ooh.
I just changed my name, just removed my dev tag, and magically everything's kind of got better. It's like some guy in a ship, but
Just hunting you down.
having the Orion Hunter. Someone was like, "How did you get that? Where can I get it?" I'm like, "Not at the moment."
Someone messaged me. I was in a game and someone had obviously been playing with either you or Millennia, and they were like, "I saw this ship. How do I get it? How do I get it?"
Mm-hmm.
They were talking about the Orion. So I think so. It was only the devs, right? That we were the only ones who had it.
So we've got it's playable, but I played it once, but you've only got standard cannons on it at the moment because we haven't unlocked obviously all loadouts for premiums. So that's the plan, is that we're gonna just unlock all loadouts for premium ships.
Oh, we're doing that?
Yeah.
All right.
So Revenant, you'll have whatever you want, which is good.
Oh, you guys.
I think the what was told to me was the you could have any loadout on the premium ships that you first bought on the regular ship. So that way you couldn't.
There's lots of you can use it, but I think at the moment you can only use the default loadout on the Revenant, and that was for a while. That was just the way it was going to, and then sort of just crazy, isn't it? Really. But, who wants to play Hunter with standard cannons? Like, really, it's quite awful. I forgot how awful it was.
Wait, it's something better than standard cannons. I think that's all I use.
The heavy cannons?
Oh, the heavy cannons.
Lots of people are fans of the heavy cannons. Although I have become a member of the Church of the All Light Weapons. I enjoy the increased attack speed. It's very satisfying.
I think it's all psychological for me because it's the slightly louder impacts. I don't know. I find it much easier. Like the Reaper, the heavy Reaper cannon. I had a game and just wrecked. I was like, "This is the best thing ever." Still ones got ruined. I don't know what it was. I think it's because I was all over the place. Whereas if I'm targeting with heavy cannons, like I have to land that shot. So maybe I take it a lot more seriously. I think I had the same kind of problem playing the Interceptor at first as well, which is just a continuous stream. It's like having a hit scan.
Yeah.
Interceptor OP.
Now, if we're going to talk about OP ships, well, that'll turn into an entirely different episode.
Oh yeah, let's not get started.
Get OP ships?
Not really. It's whatever's been neglected for a while, or there's an OP ship, gets a little bit of a nerf, and then all of a sudden, you know what? That ship's OP. Nerf it now. Everyone nerf it.
Yeah.
The panic nerfing.
Yeah, what's OP at the moment? We'll do 2 minutes on OP. Apparently, the Enforcer's OP.
That one that drains your mana.
The Raven. Oh God, the Raven.
Oh, the Raven. I might concede it's slightly OP, but we'll see. You know what? Paragon.
Yeah.
Paragon OP, Nerf please.
Poor Paragon. Yeah.
They'll get around to it one day. They'll give it a bit of love.
Yeah.
Has to come back. I'm missing it.
It's a lovely looking ship. It's great. It's a Zarek heavy
Classic.
Yeah.
Zarek classic. That
I
one.
think it's one of the first ones we had. I mean, that was in our original key art as well, wasn't
The
it?
first one I ever made.
It did the
And
key
then
art.
I
It was
just
getting as well, so it was quite accurate.
Yeah. I remember back in the technical alpha when nobody was supposed to know that you could hit F1 and change ships. I went and poked around and the Paragon was available. And that was really surprising just to see these gray boxes and then this mammoth orange and black just death ship just popped out. I was like, "Oh, that's nice. I'm gonna use that."
The one thing I miss about not having the Paragon anymore is we can't do any more Zarek Metatron.
Yeah.
Can you imagine
That was the coolest thing.
A Gladiator, 2 Paragons, maybe a couple of Enforcers at the front.
Mm-hmm.
Quite interesting. We've
Or
got
just be a pancake.
yeah. You, Zarek, in the works. Well, actually, you've got pictures of that as well.
Yeah, we do. It's tagged as the Super Lifter, so this ship does in fact lift bro. But
It
it's
you up, it makes you all feel better, basically.
yeah. So, but there's been some data mining going on the forums, and it's supposed to be the healer.
It is. It's
Healer.
healery / attack ship, but not like the Venturer.
Okay.
I think it's going to be kind of like 2 fronts. So it's got a. Oh wait, no, I'm thinking of the other one. Oh, I don't know.
Is this the one that's got the little thing?
Fires the little packets.
Yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
it's got a port on the top, port on the bottom, and they fire packets off. and then it will deploy them in the lane.
Mm-hmm.
You can basically fly through that packet and pick it up. It's a heal packet.
Oh.
So it's like a solid container that's then going to project an AoE around it. So once you get inside the AoE, then it'll heal. But you won't be able to stack them. So you can only get one heal at a time. But you can pick up as many as you like and then basically screw your team over. But you can and then it's going to have a heal inhibitor as well, which is the thing that I'm really excited about. Because that protector, my friends, you're going down. It's going to just suppress your heal from across the lane. So you don't hit the healer itself, you hit the person he's trying to heal.
Mm-hmm.
So you can kind of double team someone and just stop him from getting any heals.
That's going to be interesting.
Wow, with a heal suppression and what sound like healing depth charges.
Yeah, and it's going to have tugboat drones. So that's something that I'm going to start on this week, is making a small drone that is essentially just a giant engine. You fire them out, they line up in front of another ship, and then they give them a speed boost to a location.
Nice.
It's kind of cool because I'm a support player. Like I always play supports in most of the games I play, and this feels like a nice, really rounded kind of support where there's loads of little things that I'm going to be doing in a fight to help my buddies out. So I think it's going to be.
It's got quite a brutal cannon at the moment. I was flying around the other day. The cannon's gone from a couple of shots to a multi-shot cannon, which is quite nice. So it feels brutal. It's probably going to do no damage whatsoever, but it feels quite nasty. And I'm not sure, is it there? Yeah, it's very small. It's about 850 meters long. So it's about the size of a disruptor. So the images may be deceiving because it looks quite big, but it is very small.
And comparatively small. I mean, 800 meters is
nothing.
Pretty big.
It's tiny.
Yeah.
It's a bit bulkier though. I made sure it wasn't as slim as the others. So because I think the disruptor, it's got a very slim profile from the side, which always frustrates me. Makes it very difficult to hit sometimes. So he's a little bit bulkier. So he's a bit wider at the back.
Okay.
But then he's got quite a stubby nose. He's got a nice little style. He's very kind of Zarek without looking too much like the other ships. It is a bit of a style that I've wanted to kind of do for a while, I guess, on the ship. It seemed to work quite well for him because I did a couple of concepts of the possible healer, and they all just looked really aggressive. So I was like, think healer, you know, like it's got to be
think friendly.
Yeah, but cute but ugly. You know.
So this is like a pug.
Yeah, cute but ugly. It's either severe and ugly or severe. But yeah, cute and ugly. She's got like a big nose. But you just want to kind of give him a hug, really.
Did you model this on me? Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. So I'm like, what is?
Oh, cute but ugly with a big nose.
Right, it took some reference photos. You know? Bit of orange on him. So yeah, he's kind of gone hand in hand with the other healer that we put out this this patch. Basically, the two ships are the same patch, but we're doing a TDS healer. Like
that's the Paladin, which we know nothing about other than it's the TDS Paladin.
Yeah, it's so I did the concept for that a couple of weeks ago, and he's quite an interesting looking ship actually. He looks quite cool.
I don't think I've seen this one.
Yeah, you have seen.
Have I?
It's got the little wings on the back.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Yeah, that one's tight. That one looks good. So what's kind of hills?
Words of endorsement from the 2D guy.
Yeah.
I really like the decals on it. You know?
I love the decals. I love the decals.
So it's quite interesting. It's got has it got heal drones? This one? No, maybe. I can't remember. It's got a plasma shield.
I think this is the one because I must have only seen the images, but I have no idea what it actually does. Is that which one of our lovely designers is overseas?
Oh no, it's Mitch. So
it's Mitch. Oh,
so it's going to be OP then.
Yeah.
Another Ludo special. I'm sure it'll be excellent. Like all of Ludo's ships are, but it's he's not been in for a couple of days, so I've not really seen any progress on it as such. But it's I got it to the point where it was a solid ship. Everything was there, all the details are there, and I've kind of given it to Sean, and Sean's working on it at the moment. So we've got another version this morning that is relatively UV, so all the materials are on. It's just some kind of like turret cuttings. So we've almost got 2 finished ships. I finished the Superlifter yesterday. It just needs lodding. Yeah. So I've got 2 ships to lod, which is the least fun job in the world. But it can't all be, I'm making a spaceship. Woo. It's like, I've got to make a spaceship really cheap.
You're the lead, but palm that off on someone else.
Right.
I don't know.
I haven't got enough people at the moment. They're like, we've got all this extra work to do, so find some time. It's usually, I'll do it. I'll just stay later and later.
So clearly what we need is for everybody to buy more skins and more premium ships so that GingerGladiator may have a much larger art army.
I just want like another guy, just one more junior maybe. Let's see. A guy that can model. That's it.
Okay. Yeah.
Skins. I think that covers most of the stuff we've been working on. Okay.
So if the Paladin has heal drones, does it have another giant fighter bay right on the nose?
No, I've got only for attack ships. Yeah, only for attack ships. He's got 2 little bays on the side that fire out drones. For some reason, I've got a mental block for his loadout. He's got another beam, so whether he's kind of like a beam healer, I'm not really sure.
It's the staple of the Titan line, isn't it? Their beam technology.
No.
Isn't it?
That'd be Zarek.
Oh, is it? All right.
Zarek and beam.
It's a staple of the Zarek line, the beam technology.
Shows how much he knows about the game.
Yeah.
I don't know. I could see that though. I mean, you've got the Reaper with the scythe beam, the fusion beam, the overcharge beam, the heal beam.
Oh yeah,
that's a pretty good chunk of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, a lot of beams.
Yeah, I've got 2 more ships to load, and then I think, and I always said 33 ships. I got told the other day, that's it. That's enough before we go free to play. You just need to kind of settle on what we've got for the moment, because I've got a backlog of ships, and the Zarek line to fill actually.
Yeah.
One of which is a ship I've already started and is halfway through, which is a pre-enforcer. So that's sit just before the enforcer on the tech tree.
So where is that? Isn't that tier 3 right now?
Is it tier 2 or tier 3?
Because
tier 3.
The enforcer?
Tier 3.
Because I know the hunter comes before the enforcer.
Hunter's tier 2, so maybe it's tier 3. Okay. 2 or 3, one of them. But then I've got a pre-infiltrator as well.
Ooh, a lower tier stealth ship.
Yeah.
More stealth ships.
That would be interesting.
More fun.
Well, we need 4 stealth ships.
Yeah.
Because at the moment, a Basilisk and a Black Widow and an infiltrator on team is just exactly what you want all the time.
Oh, the Basilisk. What do you boys think of the Basilisk?
I actually like the Basilisk. I like the whole thing where it's like actually playing with gravity, and that is a huge part of it.
It's
a higher skill ship, I think, than some of the other ones. It's quite difficult.
I had a lot of fun with that when that first went in. I remember because it had like an idea and a play style, kind of tag along with it, like kind of scouting ahead while your buddy's sort of following up, and then you kind of get the drop on someone, and they're like, "Oh man, what's going on?" And then before they know it, they're dead. It's just great.
I like the gravity world. The gravity world really. So just like dropping it behind someone's shield, fantastic. Really good. What I tend to do is you kind of get to the forward station, start capping their forward station, just pop the gravity well just behind you. So when they jump in, they all start.
Yeah, they're all like,
The first day I did that, you came by and told me to do that. And I was just like, all right, I'll give it a try. And I just obliterated a persecutor with that. So it's like, all right, this ship's all right. This ship's
It's
good.
quite fun. I don't think you can take gravity well down really easily, but I think in that first week or so, people didn't really know what was going on.
Yeah,
Quite
we
nice.
always get that lovely kind of meta where no one kind of knows how the new ships are meant to play, so you
Mhm.
just get loads of shenanigans happening.
Yeah,
Mhm.
It's good.
lots of shenanigans.
Lots.
Although, to be honest, I think everyone's been playing Basilisk. I've started playing Infiltrator. And I've probably only had about 5 games in the Infiltrator, and I was like, I don't like this ship. I don't like it. I
Mhm.
made it, played it, didn't like it, never played it again. And it's probably my least favourite ship, actually.
Mhm.
I've then started playing it again recently, and oh my god, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, it's received some buffs to its main cannons, from what I understand, and
Wow. So,
they've been very substantial.
yeah. I've had a lot of fun, actually, playing it. I need to stop playing it.
I kept getting murked by it, and I think that's what kind of
Oh, it's
made me
great.
intrigued by it. I come up against one, and it would decimate me.
As an enforcer
Yeah.
player, it's one of the most annoying ships in the game.
Oh god, yeah.
As soon as you get those iron drones, it's like, oh god, so I just turn around and go back to base. I'm not doing this anymore.
Yeah.
Fishing bound out there.
But yeah, it's been a lot of fun, actually. I had like a 26 for 5 over the weekend and lost. How can you lose? Not happy, but
Gary Herder.
Yeah.
good game. Good game. Yeah.
All right. Well, I think, unless there's something else you guys would love to tell us about.
Doing a legendary Reaper.
Well, I have to get the standard Reaper now. Well, damn it.
So I think for all those people that didn't get obviously the Revenant, and there's obviously a lot of demand for it. It's going to be not far off the Revenant, but obviously different.
Okay. Yeah.
Can we just change all the colours on the Revenant and then we'll do it like that? I'm like, oh no. Plus, it gives me the opportunity to do something a little bit better. Like I look at the Revenant, I'm like, oh, I really love it.
Mm-hmm.
There's a couple of things I'd like to do differently, so I think I will.
Sweet.
A couple of spare days. I'm just going to start noodling away and refine it. But yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's difficult, isn't it? I'm trying to colour scheme for the Revenant.
So not pink then. That's what we're saying, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I was thinking white and
Or
red.
pastel pink.
White and red. That could work.
Like white, quite kind of a candy white with like red accents, like quite vibrant red accents on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, well, we'll see. I might knock it up, do the colours, and then just drop it on the forums and see what people. I think a lot of people are just going to go make it black. With black.
Yeah.
Well, I will. I will definitely not say make it black. If anything, I'll say make it bronze and blue. So.
Bronze and blue.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Bronze and like a darker blue, like kind of like with Jiraiya's shirt, but a little bit darker.
I did a blue. I actually took the Revenant about a month ago. Did a dark blue version with orange thrusters and orange accents. It looked really nice, actually.
Yeah, that would certainly be nice.
It was about that dark blue tone. We'll see. I'll do a couple of versions. I like to mix it up when I'm working on it, and then we'll kind of make it.
Okay.
So, something to think about.
Well then, I suppose that wraps up this particular episode. Gentlemen, thank you very, very much for joining us today. And
Thanks for having us.
Yeah.
yeah, I suppose we shall see everybody next time. Bye. Do you even super lifter, bro?